So we're going to start by listing off some of your fantastic name suggestions that you've given for this guy here.
Oh, Muggins over here.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what we should call you.
Oh, maybe.
Is the sound on, Muggins? No, actually, go check Muggins if the sound is on. Sorry. Should be a green light.
How do you...
Other side.
Oh.
Green light.
Green light to go.
Excellent.
Green light to go.
We'll start by calling you... well, I'll read some of them out and we'll see what you think.
I'll see what I'm thinking. Hang on.
The Sloth.
Oh, original.
The Rhino and the Sloth. Makes sense.
Yeah, like that. My mum used to bully me by calling me the Sloth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can see why.
Yeah. I get it a lot.
Yeah.
And a recent one, Beaver.
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 The Rhino and the Beaver. I don't like it.
No, I don't.
No. The Rhino and the Sloth's a bit better, but
yeah.
You wouldn't see a Rhino and a Sloth together often.
Exactly, unless I'm one of those ancient sloths, you know, the big ones that used to walk around and that.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, maybe.
That's what...
The ancient
sloth.
The Rhino and the ancient sloth. Oh, we'll think about that one.
So it's a back burner.
Drongo.
Drongo? You Drongo, you bloody Drongo.
Rhino and the Drongo. If we were doing a tour across Australia, when we do a tour across Australia, then maybe we'll call him Drongo.
I just don't think people do get me confused with Australian though, like in Americas and stuff.
In Americas?
Yeah. They go, should we put another shrimp on the barbie, mate?
Oh, but it's not, is it?
It's not, mate.
It's more like...
Let's put another eel in jelly.
Yeah.
Jelly deal.
Cockney.
That Cockney thing. Not actually Cockney either.
That's another one, actually.
Ooh!
Cockney Poacher.
The Rhino and the Cockney Poacher.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
That's scary for me.
Yeah. It would endanger.
So you're not Cockney, though?
I'm not Cockney. No. I wish I was.
Well, that's bloody interesting, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Another shrimp on the jelly.
Yeah, it would be like another fine on the bus.
Another fine on the bus. Yeah, mate.
I've missed my stop on the tube.
Oh, God, blimey.
Bloody hell, look.
Rats.
My mother just got off at New Islington.
Yeah, man. Elephant and Castle.
It's between Cockney Poacher or the Sloth.
The Sloth.
Just for today.
Sloth's original. You know, I got called Sloth on a daily basis.
We'll go for that one. We're going to go for the Sloth. Sorry if you don't like it.
I love it.
We'll see how it works.
I love it. It works for me.
Cheers, Sloth.
Rhino and the Sloth.
Do you want the Sloth or just Sloth?
I think I prefer the Sloth.
The Sloth.
The Sloth.
Rhino
and the Sloth. I'll get that on the top. And when I score goals and score with chicks. Time for a question.
So what I decided to do is, because we're still finding our feet with this podcast, we just can't bloody find them.
We're looking down.
No.
We're looking down.
We're full of jokes on this.
We are.
But I thought what I'd do is I'd look up the most...
I found disconnected.
I'm so sorry. I know that's so unprofessional. I'm so sorry.
Well, we're going to leave that in the past. The Dave would do something stupid like that. But
exactly.
The Sloth is going to answer one of my great questions. I've got 4 of the most asked questions on a podcast, according to ChatGPT. Who is your biggest influence?
Biggest influence, that's easy.
Who?
Jiminy Cricket.
Jiminy Cricket?
What,
the one from Pinocchio?
Yeah. Didn't have to be there. Showed up. Knew this kid needed some help. Gave him an helping hand.
Yeah.
That's
like
me.
The wise old man.
Exactly. Like, he gave him advice, but through rhymes, I think. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
That would be like a long-term sort of goal for you?
Yeah. Helping people out.
Yeah.
You know, giving them advice.
Like kids.
Yeah. Well, you know, like, I've been an advice man all my life. You know, I give people advice on a day-to-day basis.
You did say, you said to me this morning, Rhino, don't forget to clean your teeth.
Exactly.
Before we start filming.
Advice.
And I said, that is good advice. I'm not going to take it,
but...
Advice.
Exactly. And also, when I was walking out the building earlier, I asked someone to open the door for us. Advice.
Yeah. Did he?
He did.
Oh,
yeah.
That's good.
Good advice. That's why.
I think, for me, I'd probably have to go for someone maybe a bit better than Jiminy Cricket. I'm going to go for William the Conqueror.
Oh, nice.
Because
Nice.
he's a man that knew what he wanted and he went for it. I like to think if I was around in the 10th century, 9th century, I would sort of have that inspiration to
That's
sort
good.
of get a group of people together and take over a country. I think that's something I would love to do.
Near on a continent.
Nearly. Well,
Nearly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what this podcast could do.
Biggest challenge you've ever had to overcome?
Good
now,
question.
I'll start with this one.
Go on.
When I was younger,
Yeah.
I was round my mate's house. We were all watching Mean Girls,
Oh,
me and the lads.
good film.
And basically, what happens, I must have been about 13, 14, is I just had, stomach pains to begin with as the film was going on.
Oh.
And then I went to the toilet and I just could not stop shitting.
I know where this is going.
This is a grim story, but I could not stop shitting. Went in, told all the lads about it, and do you know what they did?
Go on.
Found it hilarious. So we were carrying on watching the film, and I was like, oh, I might have to go home soon. And they thought it would all be funny if they all just started punching me in the stomach. That's what they did. They just punched me in the stomach over and over again. And I said, look, I can't do this. I am going to shit myself. So I just had to leave.
Yeah.
And then I had to walk like a mile back to my house.
Or like a cowboy.
My mum and dad's house.
like, Ray, you need a poo, and you've got that walk.
Yeah, honestly, for a mile, it was like, I was like, this is bad, this is bad. Eventually, I did get home. Probably one of the best poos I've ever had in my life.
You're working on your Uranus muscles, though.
Yeah, I was working on my anus muscles.
That's the one, because you're having to suck it in all the time.
Yeah, I never thought of it like
Do you know,
that.
mate?
At the time, I was like, please don't shit myself.
You're thinking of your friends as these people that are just trying to punch you and bully you into shitting yourself. But really, they were your personal trainers.
Do you know what? I never thought of it like that.
Jiminy Cricket behaviour, mate.
Yeah.
Jiminy Cricket behaviour.
Do you know, I wish I was still in contact with them now. If you're listening and watching the Rhino, you'll see me. They'll know who I am.
I know you are. Mr. Poopy Pants
I'm
over here.
sorry for leaving the house that day. I should have stayed.
Should have stayed.
Do you know what? Actually, that would have stopped the laughter. Because if I'd just shat myself, they would have thought, oh, Ryan shat but all my shit would have been all over their beds, all over this room. Would have been hilarious for me.
I would have punched you more.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I did have pants.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, so there you go. There you go.
Yeah, look, that was my biggest challenge I've ever had to overcome. And it was horrendous. What about you?
Mine was learning English.
Learning English.
Yeah,
it is a tricky challenge. You've still not even mastered it.
Not even started to begin mastering it. Do you know what I mean? I'm a beginner entry level, I'd say.
You will notice, like, in this podcast, there will be moments where Dave might say something that doesn't quite make sense. But, there's so much of it that I can't edit it all out.
Exactly.
So,
do you know what my thing is? What I like to do, what I do as a person.
Go on, Sloth.
Is I'll throw a bunch of words out there.
Yeah.
Just say a sentence. It might not necessarily mean anything.
Yeah.
But there's words there, and I let the person I'm talking to construct a sentence out of those words.
Right.
That I've thrown at them.
Yeah.
And then just hope for the best.
Yeah.
And hope that then moves the conversation forward. It also has relevance. Hoping.
Yeah.
It doesn't always.
Yeah. I mean, it's made editing a lot longer.
It has. He's had to mix and mash bits. So there might be parts of the edit where I'm leaning forward like this. And then randomly...
It'll be that way because I've had to cut sentences together. But
so I'll be here, like, Game of Thrones is my favourite book.
Yeah.
Because originally I said something else instead of book.
Yeah.
That's just an example.
Like
croissant. Game of Thrones is my favourite croissant. Book.
That is, yeah. So English.
That's the English.
The English language.
It's the most challenging thing I've ever had to come.
Over. What is your favourite book?
Good question.
For me, it's pretty easy.
I reckon we'll say it at the same time. See what happens.
Now, my book is quite a sort of older book.
Yeah, mine's niche.
It's a sort of classic.
Yeah. I'd say the same. For me, there's a long series of books in my one, but this is my favourite book of that series.
Okay.
Okay.
So just go for it.
Go 3, 2, 1. Mr. Tickle. No!
That is mad.
You
Mr.
do
Tickle.
too. Yeah, man.
Well, with long arms.
Yeah, I had the
tickling
mug and
people.
everything.
I always wanted to be him
everything.
as a kid.
No way.
I tried to be him as a kid.
Yeah.
I got detention.
I'm going around tickling people.
Yeah.
I used to hang from a banister and put weights on my legs so my arms would stretch.
Try and
so
get longer.
arms.
So
exactly.
funny. I used to wear fake tan and
This
rub
is-
it all in me like that, so I was a bit orangey.
No way. Yeah, you used to go
Really?
out. Yeah. I like that.
That is
I like
bad.
that.
And do you know, a lot of people don't like the Mr. Men books because they're considered children's books, and they are children's books. Don't get me wrong, but the stories in them are so good.
I think people don't understand. That's what I think. I think
Yeah.
people don't understand like the linear of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
stories.
Because you can read the book and that's one story, but then you can look at the pictures and in your head you can create something completely different. So every time you read it, it's just
Something
an
else.
amazing story.
And then you're always flabbergasted on what's going to happen next, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like the first multiverse of madness.
In a way.
It was the first ever multiverse of madness.
Do you know what they should do?
Go on.
Imagine.
A live action.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about that stuff. Imagine if they did a book
Go
where
on.
it was all the Mr. Men
Go
coming
on.
together into one.
That would be mad.
I don't know what would.
That would
There'd
be
be so
mad.
many things. Imagine how many Mr. Men would get tickled.
Hey, in one line.
Yeah.
It's
Mr. Bump be bumping into everyone.
going around.
Happy will be
going around.
Well, he'll be happy.
You know, I've always thought about like if we turned it into like a serious like sort of crime story.
Oh, wow.
You know, and Mr. Tickle, my dearly beloved, I thought like he would be the villain. You know, in this crime investigation.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the policeman. You know.
Do you know who'd be the evil psychic
Go on.
that everyone would be afraid of?
Go on.
Mr. Strong.
Mr.
Because no one likes
Triangles.
Mr. Strong. No one in the world
Triangles.
can relate to Mr. Strong.
Not everyone except me.
Just be a bad guy. That has been another episode of The Rhino. Take of that what you will.
And the sloth.
Keep suggesting names for the sloth.
I love the idea of changing it every week.
Yeah, we could do that. So
Do you know what I mean?
keep the names coming in.
Keep them coming.
The scene suggestions coming in. We
Ooh.
love them.
Yeah.
We are going to do them. We're working on it.
They're coming up next.
Yeah, well,
not next.
Well, don't say that
Because now they're going to
expect
expect in the next.
We are going to do them all. We're going to do them all in a day.
I tell you what we should do. I tell you what we should do.
The sloth's got something to say.
We should do a scene from the Mr. Men books.
I like it. Make sure someone suggests it, please, so we can do it.
Exactly. It hasn't got the same effect if I just suggest it on the top of my head.
Might be difficult to get the costumes for that, but we'll work with something. Right then, you've been watching The Rhino and The Sloth.
And the sloth.
We will see you again very soon.
Bye!
Do you want to poke it?
Yeah, please.
Right. Editor.
Sorry, I'm sorry.